Hey everybody, good morning. It's race day at the Manhattan 10K and we're just getting some warm-up mileage in right now. It's pretty cold. It's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit I think right now, so I'm still in like an outer layer. Need to pick up my bib as well. We're here, so let's get right into it. I waited till like the last minute. Here's the bag check line. Oh boy. All right, there's only 5 minutes till the race and there's a huge bag check line. So a lot of the people aren't gonna make it to the starting line on time. And I just postponed everything to try and stay warmer, so I'm not gonna be able to check a bag, so I moved everything to, you know, my little carry-on pocket I'll have with me. I'll have to run with the full camera, which is fine, I guess, but you know, that's why I always wear things that I don't care if I throw away necessarily, because I'm gonna have to toss them at the starting line. And we'll just make do today, but it's just about ready to go. So I'll have the camera and we're gonna race.
On your mark.
Okay, everybody, we are back. We finished our Manhattan 10K today, and it was a cold one. It was a brutal start. It was a little bit rough to kind of coordinate dropping off my gear, trying to figure out if I could even, scrap the jacket or, check it in a bag with enough time to get to the starting line. And, I think by the time everybody wanted to check their gear, because it was so cold in the morning, no one wanted to get rid of their jackets and things beforehand. The line was just massive, like 5 minutes even before the race. And what New York Roadrunners does is they leave the starting line open. So I'm sure most of those people did get to race. They probably made their way up through the starting line, with the chip and everything. You can just register the start time pretty much whenever. So they leave it up for an extended period of time. I'm sure in this case, some people started like 15 minutes after the gun went off, and that's okay. They still get their chip time recorded and everything, but you're kind of racing alone at that point because the group's going to kind of fizzle out and most of the people are going to go through the line, at the gun. So it's just a little bit different, and I wanted to make sure to actually be running with the group that was around my pace, in the corrals. So I ended up just kind of moving my phone, my keys, anything to a little pocket that luckily I had brought, like my Nathan waist belt. And then I just, went from there and discarded my jacket. So that's how we kicked things off. Now, I had the pleasure of meeting Edgar before the race got started. He is the founder of the East Harlem United Runners, another great run club out in New York City. So I had the chance to meet him, take a picture with him, and just chat for a little bit right before the race. Lou, I know we had been talking beforehand and wanted to connect as well, but it was just so cold. I know you left right away after the race, and beforehand, like I said, I just didn't have a chance to really sort myself out or drop bags off. I was putting the bib on at the last second, so it was great to see someone out there. Edgar stopped me, just caught me as I was running by. And I was just looking at New York Roadrunners, and there's articles on him and his family, his kids getting out and running in, Van Cortlandt Park, I think, and some other races. So a great running family out there. And again, Edgar, great to meet you, and we'll have to do something, maybe try and connect our running clubs and do something big and fun in New York City soon. So now let's get into the actual breakdown of the race. I had used my V.O2 calculator app that I talked about in a video prior. That helps me kind of calculate my race pace, calculate my appropriate workout paces as I'm training for big races. And I was shooting for, I was looking for a 51:37 running at about 8:18 per mile. Now, I'll start with the mile breakdowns first. So you can see here, this is kind of our progress throughout the race. It was pretty consistent, generally around the pace that I wanted to hit. And you got to keep in mind that the Manhattan 10K is a really hilly course. There's a lot of steep climbs, a lot of just relentless rolling hills that keep coming after you. So it's pretty difficult. So I was happy to kind of maintain the paces that I was hitting here, staying pretty consistent. Again, just going along with the hills, letting myself kind of just flow. If it's an uphill, don't try too hard to stay on pace, just let it be what it is. But overall, I ended up landing, I'll put up the official results because you don't always have a chip time. I came in at 51:29, so a little bit quicker than I wanted to, and the average pace was around 8:17 per mile. So it went really well. It was, I guess pretty much right where I had hoped or thought that I was going to be based on, where I am in my training. So for a really tough 10K course, I think also I'm just a little bit ahead of the game, or where I am in my head is a really good place. And I really felt like I could have gone harder. Like I felt very comfortable. You can see in my Strava, the average heart rate is in the 150s. Don't know how accurate that is for sure. But I do think that it felt pretty comfortable. I mean, I didn't feel like I was racing hard, and the 10K is a tough distance for me because you really can push pretty hard from the start. It's, quote unquote, only 6 miles, but you can get yourself to a pretty uncomfortable place pretty quickly and then just hold on for dear life if you really want to go all out for a 10K. And I have to say, I felt much more comfortable in that. I was just kind of running through the park, filming some stuff, having a good time. And then at the very last, I think once I crossed the 6 mile mark, I dropped down to almost like 7 minutes per mile or something, and kind of just did a little bit of a sprint. There's a big uphill finish in this particular race. But it just felt really comfortable. It didn't feel like I was, out of breath at all. Even when I was running really hard at the end, it was really just going with it. So maybe I could have raced faster, but this wasn't the ultimate goal. This was just a tune-up race in the middle of my training block for the New York City half. So I think the big takeaway is just that I'm feeling comfortable, I'm feeling good, I'm going as fast as I should at this point, and just more good things to come if I keep the training consistent going forward. So that's everything. I'll make the finish quick because we've been talking for a while. Thank you all for watching. I think we're at 400 subscribers now, so that's awesome. Thank you to all of you that are subscribed and want to follow along. We'll continue to do some more stuff. As the weather warms up, we'll definitely have opportunities, I think, to get together and maybe bring some of this group out to a group run or something when we're not just in some unbearable cold and wind chill. So that'll come in the future. But for now, just thank you. I hope everyone had a great race that was out there in Manhattan. If you raced anywhere else, let us know. And until the next one, take care, everybody. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.